right, guys. So today I'm going to work on the 9.3 by 62 classic build Mauser rifle. So as the 223 rifle that I had in class on Monday is pretty much ready for Duracoat. So I'm going to be focusing on this rifle now. This is, like we talked about, it's a 9.3 by 62. And I gotta say, this project has really, it's really been eye-opening. And when I say eye-opening, I mean to the process of building a rifle like this, an express rifle. I originally talked about this is a stock class, and I wanted to have something to inlet to show you guys. So I wanted to inlet this rifle, this Mauser, into this stock. And when I got the stock, I realized how much meat was available, how much material was available on the stock to shape. So kind of got, hey, I want to shape this into a classic express style, Griffin House style stock. Now, other than it being a laminate, I'm trying to get the shape as close as I can to it. And I thought I could do some of this with in a modern way, okay, kind of like how we put stuff together today as opposed to how they put stuff together in the 30s. So one of the things I'm going to do is, and this video is going to be, is I'm going to put in this grip cap today, and that's going to involve taking some material off of the bottom of this of my pistol grip here, and so I don't change this line too much as far as how much I'm able to grip right there. So you have to do some math and figure out how you can put that in there. We'll put that in the video today. But some of the things that I've done since the last video is I've to this rifle is I've installed the express sight in the rear. I have a single leaf up top here. This is from New England Custom Gun, and I'll go over how I installed this on the barrel because it was kind of cool. It's kind of the Ruger Firearms way of installing it. It really makes putting those in a little bit easier. But doing a build like this, it's not like doing your standard stainless steel composite stock 700 or even a high-end custom 700 clone receiver. Your high-end, your Defiance, your Stillers, your Bad Actions and whatnot. They basically have a Remington footprint. Doing a build like this involves a lot of work. A lot of hard work, a lot of patient work. You put your sights in up there. There's so much that goes into that to make sure that your sights are completely straight. And there's a math equation to get where you put that sight in the barrel in relation to where your front sight is and the height of your front sight and compared to your leaf in the rear and your shapes on the stock. These magazine cuts, these drop box cuts, shapes on the bottom of the stock on front and rear. It's a lot. It's a lot. Changing the bolt handle, from a standard Mauser bolt handle that you would just heat up and bend over to bend over the side of the stock to cutting that off and welding on a new bolt. It's a lot of work. Your bottom metal, all that stuff is so much work that goes into these. These are in a classic style, they're basically, I don't want to say handmade rifles, but there's a lot of hand fitting that goes on this rifle that, this is my first one that I've done like this, and I've learned an awful lot. So, I've learned, different ways of doing things as I've gone along, that the next one I do will probably be, I don't want to say easier, but maybe a little bit more efficient. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna put this on, okay? We're gonna put this on today. And I'm gonna do another video. Maybe I'm gonna put my recoil pad on, my red recoil pad. I might do that on a video. I might bring that into class on Monday and do it there, but I'm not sure yet. So anyway, hope you enjoy the video. And same thing, not a lot of commentary, just a lot of text and whatnot. And I'll do a little bit at the end of the video when I get the grip cap on. All right? Okay. guys, so the grip cap is fitted, and let me tell you, it was a chore. Getting it to, there's so much work that went into this, and it's just another one of those things where, you know, when you look into doing something that's a little bit more complicated than just composites and stainless steel type builds, the work that goes into it is, it's a lot. You know, there's you have to level this out here. I had to level the grip out, make sure I had a nice flat area, get this grip in here fitted, the cap fitted actually. And the hardest part is, you know, was the screws. Yeah, these screws, I still have to clean these screws up just a little bit. But even with a hollow ground screwdriver, still turn that screw over just a little bit. You know, still, you know, it came out and just over it just a bit. So I took in, you know, I'll clean them up a little bit more. And you saw me file fitting them in there with my vulcanite file right here. I mean, very valuable file, probably the most important file that I had in this job. But even then, getting it in there and going through and matching it, filing it, and I haven't really sanded it yet, but to get it to that point. But even getting it to that is just so much attention to detail. I can't stress that enough of how much a build like this, the attention to detail. Because you know, any little mistake, it just really gets amplified. You know, and what I'm trying to do on this is, especially with this, is everything needs to be in a straight line. Okay, so this is gonna be my rear swing swivel. Okay, these are my little cap screws, grip cap screws. They need to be in a straight line. Here's my action screws. Everything needs to be in a straight line. Okay, so all these things factor into, you know, doing this. And I think, oh yeah, the grip cap put on like in an hour, you know, and this took me about 3 hours to do. So think about that, 3 hours to do. That's amazing. I mean, it's one of them things where I'm just getting more appreciative of some of the craftsmen actually that we had in the past, because, you know, putting together, like I say, I'm not trying to downplay putting together stainless builds and you know, putting them into chassis stocks or whatnot, but a build like this really steps your skills up a lot. So when I see you guys in class on Monday, I'll get in a little bit more detail of how I got it here. I basically got it to this position right here because if I had gone lower, okay, if I get this, take my grip, like say maybe right to this point right here, well then I still have to match a point in there. I'm still gonna have to file you know, a point in there to be able to accommodate that grip cap, and that would have meant moving my grip further back. And that's why, you know, earlier in the video I was gripping it with tape. I was putting tape on it to see where my hand was, and my bottom finger, my pinky finger, when I hold it, is right there. It's right here. So that's an example of doing this, of how the attention to detail. Okay, the attention to detail. If you sit there and you know, if I'd have moved this cap up a little bit and fitted it and everything in there, now all of a sudden my pinky finger, for me, my pinky finger is starting to hang off the bottom of that grip. That's not a good thing. And that's really just kind of an example of, you know, with what working with what I got with the stock. So if you know, go to a pattern maker and a stock maker, and you get him to cut you a stock that's, you know, a little bit more to your details, you know, you could probably avoid that. But when you're working with an existing stock, it's much harder. So anyway, guys, this was some work. Just getting that fitted on there was some work, let me tell you. But it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. The rifle's coming along. I'm gonna put the recoil pad on next, and it's really starting to change and, you know, make everything look much. It's a totally different rifle than what I had anticipated building. This is, you know, an express rifle, you know, type build, and, you know, even using modern methods of putting stuff together, it's still, your attention to detail really is paramount. Okay, so anyway, I'll talk to you guys in class on Monday. I'm gonna put the recoil pad on next, and we'll go from there. All right, guys.